Hi guys, today we are going to see the basics in Java. Okay, so the basics will just go into the program. So the first program we are going to see is pattern program. So before getting into the pattern program, we'll see what are the necessary things we have to know before knowing the pattern programs. Okay, so I have given here input java.io in asterisk. So many people have doubt why not we can give util and scanner util dot scanner in this place, like why can't we import the util dot scanner, because we can't. If we want we can do that, but we have no use in importing a scanner, because scanner is useful only for get if we are getting some input from the user, then we can use scanner. Okay, we cannot work without scanner if we are getting input from the user, but in this program we're not getting any input from the user, so I don't need any scanner in this program, so I feel so useless to use scanner. So I'm just using io, and we can write this program without io too, without the statement too, because it just gives us program even without this. Okay, it doesn't matter. If you want we can import io, but defaultly we can just write the program without io too, importing io too. So okay, first before getting into the pattern, we have to know different types of loops. Before that we have to know what is a loop. So a loop is a set of instruction which repeats itself n number of times, or whatever the number of times a user says. Okay, so n number of time, what is that? So if sometimes when the user specify just repeat this loop n number of times, like 5 times, 10 times, if we say like that, so it's going to repeat until the condition is going to satisfy itself. Test condition is going to satisfy itself, it's not going to stop. So that is called loop. Okay, it repeats itself. So this will be the loops definition. Okay, so we'll see what are the types of loops. We have for loop, do while loop, and while loop. Okay, so these three, most of them, they just select some favorite loop and they start working on it. So likewise I am selecting for loop for favorite for my pattern program. Okay, so because while loop just go, we have like, it takes so many steps than one, and for pattern I find more easy. I find for loop is like better than any of these, so I'll just go with for loop for pattern programs. And if you want we can do and do while and while too, it is not that hard. So the basic difference is between the for loop and while loop is it just for loops ends in single line, but while doesn't end in single line. So that will be the basic difference between, and I'll put a separate video difference between for loop, do while, and while loop. And do while and while loop seem to be confusing, but it is not. Okay, believe me, it is not. So okay, there are different ways in using for loop or using every loop. It is like there's so many different ways. The one way to use it is called nested loop. Nested loop is a loop inside loop. Okay, it's not different types of loops, it's a different way to. Okay, so the one way I'm showing is nested loop. We have null loop, bodiless loop. Null loop is like it doesn't give any output, it has no purpose. Okay, it is only used for delaying the execution. Null loop is used. So, like omitting the expression, including more expressions in a for loop, and infinite loop. So, we have so many different types of loop or interest in for loop. Okay, so let's get to it. So, I have given the syntax for loop over here. It is the initial value, test condition, and step value. Okay, you might not understand what is this right now, but I'll just make you clear. Okay, don't worry about it. Okay, guys. So this is the pattern we are going to work on today. Okay, this is the pattern we are going to work on today. Okay, the row is going to be, we'll define it as I, and we'll consider j as an column. Okay, number of columns and number of rows. Okay, just keep this one thing in your mind and you're easy to go. So here, over here, If you see this guy, we in the first line we can see that we have only one asterisk. Okay, so first we'll just analyze how many rows and how many columns. Okay, before we are just to be sure. Okay, so first one we have row number one, row number two, row number three, and row number four. Okay, we have four rows, and we have given here row number is four. Okay, over here again we'll analyze how many number of columns. So this is one column, row column number one, column number two, column number three, and column number four. We have totally four columns. Okay, so what is the be like? Your mind should like it should just click like what I can do with this thing. I have two thing now. I have two values I and j. I know I and j row and columns value. So what I can do? You can easily create a loop. Okay, you can just you can just consider like you know the initial value is not hard to find. Okay, how I can find the initial value? So in you just analyze it. So in row number one we have one. In the row number one we have only one asterisk, so the initial value should be one. Okay, so I'm going to give initial value is one. So next they given me test condition. Okay, now what is test condition? It's a test condition. I said right the minute I said definition of loop, I said the set of instruction will repeat itself number of times until the test condition satisfy itself. So the test condition to it should make sure it should test the loop. Okay, it should make sure like you have to stop it in a way. I want only pattern like I want a pattern which only consists of four rows and four columns. I don't want exceeding that. Okay, so that's what I have given here. I is should be less than or is equal to 4. It should not be decreasing one by, it should not like decrease by one or increase by one. It should exactly be less than or is equal to less than or is equal to 4. It should be perfect 4. Okay, it should not be like one higher than 4 or one less than 4. So that's the test condition here, because I know row should be I should be 4. Okay, so but as an initial condition I have only 1. I is equal to only 1. Okay, so it should increase after every row, it should increase itself. God, forget it. So we know I is equal to 4 and I should less than or is equal to 4. So now we have to test this condition. I is equal to 1, I'm sorry, as in the loop. Now what will be the program will do is it will check. Now it has to check itself putting into its own words. So how it will check is first it will be like 1 is 1 less than or is equal to 4. It will be like yes sir, it is 1 is less than or is equal to 4. So what is going to happen? It will we have it will be checking the next step. Okay, next step it will automatically we have a cursive bracket opening over here. It will be like why this cursive bracket is open over here. So let me go inside it. I will when it goes inside this thing, the cursive bracket, it will find the another loop. Okay, it will like I found another loop. Let me check inside this loop, and it will go inside this loop, and now it's going to again analyze the loop. So how it's going to analyze? Again, it will be like now j is equal to 1. First, the it will not be confused, guys. It will not be confused. But you don't be confused. The program is not going to be the blue jay is not going to be in confusion state, but you will be. Okay. So let's get that clear. It you'll be like okay. Just now we said I is equal to 1. Then why we are going to give j is equal to 1? It's just I is in different loop and j is a different loop. Now it's not going to get confused. It just knows that I is less than or is equal to 4, and I is equal to 1. We have already given its value. It's not going to get any confusion here. So it will go to the next loop and next line, and it will analyze the first line again. Now we are saying that j is equal to 1. So we're like, now j is equal to 1. Okay, so it will just, okay, observe it. Okay, now j is equal to 1. What should happen next? So j, and what they are saying is j should be less than or is equal to I. So what is I? I is equal to 1. Okay, yeah. So now it is going to check. How it is going to check is, it will be like, does 1 is less than is equal to 1? It will be like, indeed it is. Okay, indeed it is. If the statement is true, it is going to go inside the cursive bracket again, and it will print the asterisk number 1. Okay, it will be like printing an asterisk. Like, okay, now this is true. Now let me go inside it and let me print an asterisk, because that's what the user said. Just print me asterisk if this is true. That's what the user said. Okay. So what is going to happen is they close this bracket. So it is going to leave this place, and it won't go to the next step. It will again go to this statement. It won't go to the upper statement. It will go to this statement. Okay. It will immediately, after checking this statement, it will immediately go to the next step and check this bracket is closed. So what I have to do? I should go to this bracket nested loop again. I should go to the second loop again and check again. Okay, so now this statement will check. What the statement will check again? So we know that now j is equal to 1 only. Okay, it will check and will go to this statement. Okay, so now it will get incremented. We all know this is an postfix increment value, so it is going to get incremented by 1. Okay, what is the difference between postfix and prefix? Okay, I'll just say that in later. I'll have this. So it will, it this if you all have a doubt, let me just say. Now this will, we have know that I is equal to, we finish the statement, so it will go to the next statement, that is j plus plus. So this is the postfix incrementation. So what will happen is this will get incremented after its execution. Okay, j plus plus will get incremented. Increased. So the j plus plus will get increased only after execution. Over here too, it will only gets increased only after execution. So now this had printed, so it will automatically come to this statement, because now it have to get incremented, right? So this will come to over here, and it will ask, I have to now get incremented. So the statement will change as, now j will become 2. Okay. Now j is 2. I can't do anything. Now it is going to check the next statement. Next test condition is j should be less than or is equal to I. What is I? I is 1. It is not going to change because this is closed and it will go over here. It is not going to change. Okay, beta. This is not going to get changed. So where did I stop? So the statement will be like 2 less than or is equal to 2 less than or is equal to 1. So the statement will be wrong. Okay, so as the statement is going to wrong, it will stop the execution. Just this statement is false. Okay, the statement becomes false, so it is going to stop the execution, and it will go to the, it will automatically come to this line, because if the only if this is true, this will go inside this. Okay, if it is true, it won't even just, it just turns off its face and goes away. Okay, if this statement is true, this will go inside this, or else it is not going to go. Okay, it will straight away, we have closed this bracket, so it is going to straight away go to this part, and it will goes to the next line. This is ln, so what will ln do? Ln just shifts it to the next line. So that's how we go to the next line, okay, by giving the ln in a perfect place. Okay, so after this, what is going to happen? So now, after executing this statement, we'll have the close bracket. Okay, this close bracket, now we, but we have not the statement, we have this remaining the statement. So it will go to the statement and ask, it will get incremented. Okay, so I will become 2. I will become 2. Okay, if I is going to become 2, it will check if 2 is less than, again it will check 2 is less than or is equal to 4. It is going to check like this. Okay, if 2 is less than or 4, will check, it's going to check this part. This is so true. Okay, 2 is less than or is equal to 4. No one say it is false. Okay, if it's going to say false, then give it in some, chase it away. Okay, this 2 is less than or is equal to 4. So it is going to go to the next statement. So while coming to next statement, we have j is equal to 1. Okay, and j should be less than or is equal to I. What is I? Now I is, we'll execute j is equal to 1. And what is, what they have given, j should be 1, should be less than or is equal to 2, because that's what we said in the before line, right? I is equal to 2, we have incremented over here. Okay, so j is equal to 1, so j 1 is less than or is equal to, if you're going to ask me, I'm going to say that is true, and the computer will also say that is true. So this satisfies the statement, and it will go to the next step. Next step it says that j plus plus postfix only get incremented after execution, so it's going to go to the next line, and it prints a asterisk. Okay, it's going to print another asterisk in the next line. Okay, it had come to the next line, you're going to print another asterisk. Why it had come to the next line? I said you right last step, like it comes to ln and part and it comes down, so that's how it prints the asterisk in the next line, row number 2. Okay, after that, so we have a cursive bracket, so it stops and goes to this, and now j is going to get incremented. Now the j is going to get incremented. Okay, yeah. So what will happen now? So now last time we said j is equal to 1. Now when it get incremented, we have j is equal to 2. Okay. So now this j is equal to 2 will get it in the condition. It will goes into the for loop condition, and it will again execute like j is equal to 2. J, what is j? 2 is less than or is equal to 2, because I is 2. We have already said it. I used to. So this is perfectly fine thing. This is perfectly true statement. So what will happen? It will go to the next statement. Okay, and it will going to print another asterisk next to the first asterisk, because two things we have to print two. After this, what is going to happen? It's going to close this bracket, and it will again come to this condition, and again asks, it get incremented, and it asks now, it gets changes into j is equal to 3. So what is going to happen now? Now this statement, now j is equal to, it will come j is equal to 3, and j is less than or is equal to I. What is I is equal to 2? So now the statement becomes like 3 is less than or is equal to 2. No, it is not. It is totally false. How 3 can be less than or is equal to 2? So it turned going to be false, and now it will go to the this line, and it will come to the next, it will go because the statement is totally going to be false, because j became 3. So as I said already, it will jump to the this line, because only if the statement is true, it will go inside this. If the statement is wrong, it is not going to go inside this, so it will jump to this statement, and it will go to the next line. So because that's what the statement says, it is saying that print ln, we gave your print and we gave your print ln, so print ln means next line, so print the other statements in the next line. Not, you have no space now, right now you have to go to the next line. Okay, so it will go to the next line like ln, so the cursor will be waiting like this in the next line. Okay, so again, after the statement we have bracket, after this bracket we have a statement remaining over here, so it will automatically go like this and it will check the statement and it gets incremented. I will be incremented by 1. So already we said I is equal to 3, now the I will become 4. Okay, so after this it will again, we have an open cursor bracket, it will be like, oh my god, I have an open cursor, so I should go inside this, and it will go inside this for loop. And again it checks the condition from first, and we now what will happen, the loop repeats itself till the condition satisfies itself and gets increased in the sideways. Okay, so it might be new to you, but it gets used to it. Okay, even I felt the same when I started studying this, so it's all, it just comes like something so easily, so don't get it. Just do more practice and you will be good to go. Okay, don't worry about these steps. So what I was doing, yeah, now in the statement now we have I is equal to 4. Okay, it is going, I is equal to 4, I'm sorry. What I said last time, I is equal to 2, I said last time, isn't I? I said I is equal to 2. So this time I will be 3. Okay. It will check until is 3 is equal to 3. We'll get 3 asterisks over here. And the same thing continues. We'll get 3 asterisks, and when this loop comes for the fourth is less than or is equal to 3, it will get false and it will continue the statement and will go to the next step, and the next step continues, and now it will become I will become 4. So when it becomes 4, j will come from j is equal to 1. Now the statement, this statement will become like, the statement be like 4 is less than, 4 is less than, oh my god, the statement will be like 4 is less than or is equal to, I mean sorry, 1 is less than or is equal to 4. This is how the statement now it's going to change. So it will going to run 4 times. Okay, because 1 2 3 4 times, so this statement is going to run 4 times, and after the fourth time now this comes to here, fifth time it get incremented and it won't go inside this and it will go to the next line. When it comes to next line it will again check over here. Now we don't have it, it will become 5. It will execute as 5, but the condition stops over here, the statement becomes false and it will just totally come out of this. Okay, so that's how the program stops. Now it's our time to check whether the output comes or not. Okay, now according to my thing it should, like, I have no syntax errors. Okay, so our logic actually worked. This is how we should mentally just check our program. Okay, but don't take this much of time. But like I'm explaining, I'm taking so much of time, but just do it in a quicker way. You have to just check I is equal to 4, so how many times it will execute. First time it will be 1 and next time it will be 1, so 2 times. So we have to I mean first time it will be 1 and here also 1, so first time it will put, we will have 1 asterisk, so next time we will get here 2. You have to mentally check it like that. Okay, so now we'll check the output, we have no errors, and let's the truth we can say, yeah, we got the same pattern. If you want like space in between the asterisks, what you have to do is plus space. Okay, this plus is makes concats the asterisk and plus, and it gives a space between every asterisk. Okay, asterisk, okay, whatever that name is. Yeah, that's how we got the program, that's how we got the output, and that's how it works. Next program I'll say how the, we'll learn about do while loop, for loop, all its difference and types. Next class is going to be theory, and after that class, I will just we can just learn this some how we can just take this loop and this program, and we have to convert it according to our wish, like digits, strings, letters, points, whatever. We'll do that program afterwards. Okay, so I hope you understand the program. If you have any doubts, leave in the comments. And thank you for watching. I hope you understood something. Thank you guys. Have a nice day. Bye bye.